So I'm a married woman, but I'm also a married woman that tells women that they need to have some sense of survival because sometimes things do go awry. Relationships break up, people pass away, things happen, people lose their jobs. So you need to have plans A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. I always say have a backup plan because you never know. And some people take it the wrong way or they just don't want women to have backup plans. Like this person, Iman361, he is probably a he. So don't get married at all at this point. Many of these stories are just one-sided. Women usually are the ones that leave. Why marry someone you don't trust? It's not about trust. It's about women need to have some sense of survival. Relationships end. And if they end and you have no backup plan, then what? Most of the time, the kids go with the mom. The moms have to scramble if there has been, and because this particular video was talking about traditional relationships, stay-at-home moms. If the woman has been out of work for a while, she'll have to work harder to build up some money, to build up some work experience, all of that. So she's playing from behind. So having some sense to have a backup plan is part of having some survival strategy. That leads me to this Reddit thread. My husband told me to pack my bags, take my visa, and go back to where I came from. She says, we have two young children. I'm a stay at home mom. He works full time. He thinks that I've got the best life thanks to him, and I've got it so easy. As we all know, being a stay at home mom, giving our bodies for several years to grow out babies and then breastfeed them is just very easy. He wishes he could take the kids to the park and play all day. Yep, because that's what it's like to be a stay at home parent. After another wonderful fight that exploded because he is tired from work and life and yet again took it out on me, I had enough when he spoke angrily at me again. We were talking about the weather, mind you. I've asked him too many times to seek help, whatever he needs to feel and sleep better. He's done nothing, just empty promises. I have been thinking about ending our marriage for a while, but also wanted to give it another couple of months for the sake of our family. But then this happened, third time this week, and that was it. I said that he should pack his bags and deal with his issues rather than taking it out on me. He then said the above, and apparently that's the same as me saying that he should go. I responded with that he's racist and a dumb butt because I have dual citizenship and haven't been on a visa for years. So she says, we've been together for 10 years. That's how long I've been living in our country. So that's that. Now I need to figure out how to deal with this while being the best mother for my children. Update. He was still pissed off this morning, reckons he's not going anywhere and that it's all my fault. Used his usual degrading tone of voice, said that it was a terrible thing to say, but not racist. I gave him the option to leave by himself or I would call someone to help him leave. He left. I feel lots of emotions right now. My children wanted to spend time with their father, so were upset to see him leave. It's tempting to continue in this abusive cycle and push this pain away temporarily by asking him to come back, but I don't know if I can live like this anymore. I will seek help to deal with this situation on Monday. I will take it easy for now and see how things go. I'm going to stay strong for my kids and make sure they are happy. I've tried to respond to most of you, but didn't expect this many responses. Thanks for all the support. Whew. So for the people that think, oh my God, you should just trust somebody. You should just trust somebody. What if the situation is like this and 10 years down the line, you're with somebody that is degrading or mean spirited or emotionally abusive or financially abusive? What do you do? What do you do? You think if this is a man, I know that men will just think that this is, women should just have to deal with this. And that's the reason why so many rail against feminism and women working. And it's just like they have such vitriol that women have choices. But by the same token, they get mad that alimony is a thing and that men have to actually split some of the assets that were accrued during the relationship, during the marriage. They actually get so irritated that, yes, this woman and these children actually need financial support. So you can't have it both ways. You can't be upset that women have the opportunity to support ourselves. And I mean, if that is true, you can't get upset that yes, marital assets have to be split because she was sacrificing herself, sacrificing her financial future to stay at home. So, yes, women need to have some money because we have to survive. We're usually the ones that take care of the kids. Okay, some of the comments. He sounds awful. Your life will be so less stressful without him. Good luck with the planning, OP. Go thrive. And then the OP says, thank you, appreciate it. I'm not worried. I already know from experience that life is easier when it's just the kids and me. And someone says, plan carefully and thoroughly. You got this. So this person says, what are your plans? Are you ending your marriage? I don't know how you could live with a man who told you to go back to where you came from. Did your children hear him say that to you? She says, no, they were asleep. Even if they did, they're too young to fully understand. First step is to get him to leave so we don't need to be in the same house. On Monday, I will seek help with the process of separation and other support. The children will stay with me and we will continue our lives. And this person says, you think he's just going to leave you without the house and kids without a fight? Girl. And so the OP says, yes, once he cools down, he knows it's best for everyone. It's the only way. That's why he hates how easy I have it. I obviously don't, but he'll figure it out soon. And this person says, please, please, please consult with an attorney before you do anything or agree to anything. And then this person at the bottom says, if I were you, I'd be quiet about the divorce. Basically, don't tell them anything about the divorce. And she responds with, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not in the US and things don't work like that here. We have to separate before being able to divorce. So it's important to ask kind of these probative questions because thinking that what works in your country works for everybody. And we're not understanding that this is social media and is global and there are people from different countries speaking. So I'm going to leave this one there. You guys go ahead, chime in. And this is precisely, this speaks to exactly why I say women need to have a backup plan. And I know I'm going to get the, oh, but I've been a traditional wife forever and it's been awesome. I'm glad that you didn't need a contingency plan, but this is for the other people that might need to survive, that might end up in a situation like this. And for the men, I don't care if you come in and don't want women to have a backup plan. That serves men's purposes a lot more. And so women need to not listen to y'all. All right, y'all jump in the comments. We've all seen those talk shows or even these TikTok shows where couples are asked questions or parents are asked questions about their spouse or their children, and certain people just seemed clueless. And it's kind of funny, but then it just goes to show that some people pay attention to the life that they're living, and some people get to just check completely out. So this person has a throwaway account, but he says, I'm 34, failed a TikTok relationship test, and now my wife, who's 32, is upset with me. How do I make it up to her? He says, my wife and I were recently at a local mall when we were approached by a couple of younger guys with a microphone and a camera, filming content for a TikTok channel. They asked us if we both be okay with answering a couple of questions about each other and being posted online. It sounded fun, and I've seen videos in this vein before, so I said, sure. My wife said, okay as well. They asked us questions about each other first, basic stuff like eye color or favorite food, but quickly getting more specific and niche. I don't know if it was being put on the spot or just me being off my game, so to speak, but there were several questions I couldn't answer immediately or correctly, like our anniversary or her parents' names, or if she has any allergies. Um, what? My wife is beyond upset and says it's clear that I either don't listen to her or don't care. I know why she feels that way and I totally understand, but she's wrong. I do care and I do listen. I just couldn't remember those answers in the moment. I'm planning a trip for us over spring break. We're both teachers, but now I want to solve this before I surprise her with the trip. What should I do? How can I show her that I do care? If you're married and you don't know your anniversary, your own anniversary, if you don't know your significant other's parents' names, or if she doesn't have any allergies, you don't know if you have any allergies. So she's out and about eating, or you bring her some food and she goes into a shock or having some kind of allergic reaction and you don't know what's going on because you haven't paid attention to things that are life and death. This is a whole mess, and it goes beyond certain things like, do you even care about this person? uh, I don't know. You guys can go ahead and weigh in. I'm sure that most of the comments were like, dude, what the heck? I don't know how to solve this other than saying these people should really pay attention to their significant others, because I bet if these TikTokers with the microphones and cameras were to ask them questions about his favorite hobby, his favorite football team, his favorite basketball team, he could rattle out off stats and fun facts for days because that's something that he cares about. But when it comes to the people in his life, his wife, I'm sure if they had kids, it would be the same. That stuff isn't that important. But sports and hobbies are important for these people. That's just my guess. So this person says, do you actually know her parents' names or your anniversary or her birthday and stuff? Or were you just put on the spot and fumbled? I'd be pissed if my wife didn't know my parents' names. LOL, bruh. This person says, quickly getting more specific and niche. Also, the niche questions her parents' names and their anniversary. LOL. This person says, LOL, yeah, when he said niche, I was expecting something like fourth grade teachers' names, etc. This is just stuff you should know about your partner. This person says, like allergies, F. That's important to know. Exactly. What if she's having an allergic reaction? This is like stuff that is basic life or death stuff. Knowing your anniversary is just basic stuff. I mean, do you know her birthday? I mean, do you know her name? Do you know her middle name? This is just stuff that you should actually know. And like I said, I bet you he knows what he wants to know. He knows his favorite team. I bet you he can name stats off the top of his head for going back 10 years. Okay, so this person says, I'd be pissed if my wife didn't know I had allergies. That's for sure. This person says pissed, or depending on who cooks, dead. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I'm going to end it with this because for the most part, most folks are just railing on him for not knowing stuff. And how do you improve it? Actually start listening. Instead of coming to the internet, ask her, okay, I no, say this. I apologize. I need to do better. I need to know these things. I'm sorry. I don't know how to make it better other than actually learning something about your partner. That's what I say. You let me know what you think. Like, comment, share. Okay, I was tagged in this post a couple of times, so let's just do it. This woman says, am I the a-hole for refusing to quit my job to look after my baby? So she's 33 and a lawyer. He's 34 and works in an office. So this is what she says. I'm a lawyer and my husband works in an office. I earn most of the money. So when I got pregnant, we decided that my husband would stay at home with our daughter, at least until she was a little older. It's been 2 months since I gave birth to our daughter, and I'm planning on going back to work next month. My husband told me last week that it would be better if I quit my job and took care of the baby and he could provide for us. I told him no, because there's like no good reason to do that. I earn more money than him, and I actually like my job, where he hates his job and earns a lot less than me. Plus, we literally agreed that I'd work and he'd look after our daughter. I don't understand what's changed. He called me a bad mom, and he's really been upset with me since. We've been fighting about it a lot because he keeps bringing it up. It was his idea to have a child and told me he was happy to be a stay at home dad. I don't understand why he doesn't want that anymore. Number one, women have been pulling off this motherhood thing. And yes, it is work. But so many men think that this is easy because we're working inside the home. But this is work. And being a new mom, being a new parent is work. And he's done it for 2 months and he's ready to tap out. So that's number one. He thought that it was going to be easy. Number two, he wants to go back to work and she wants to go back to work. But he has said that she is a bad mom. But some kind of way, he's not a bad dad for wanting to go back to work. The minds and the logic of these people is beyond my imagination, because how is she a bad mom for wanting to go to work, but he's not a bad dad? Also, he wanted this child. he said that he could be a stay-at-home dad. But when it actually came down to it, he doesn't have the capacity and he doesn't even want to try. He's tapping out, tapping out. These people are in their find out era. And if it continues along this path, they're going to end up divorced, and he's still going to end up taking care of this child on, a parenting schedule. So he might as well just get over it, because this is a child that he wanted. So he needs to participate in the life of this child. But we're in a society, and things are shifting a little bit, where we're trying to get these men to understand that they cannot just have babies and do the good dad thing where they just take pictures and have photo ops and that's it. No, no. You have to actually do the things like cooking, cleaning, changing diapers, knowing your kids, knowing their sizes, all of that. Men are going to have to accept this, that this is where society is moving. But let's just look at some of the comments. This person says, how does the same thing make you a bad mom and him still a good dad? Where, he was talking about going back to work and, calling her a bad mom because she wants to go back to work, not the a-hole. Precisely. Exactly. I agree. This person says, imagine being able to grow up and say your mom is a lawyer. That would be awesome for a girl to have. If my mom gave up a career she worked super hard at to give it up to raise me, I feel that would be a bit of pressure, not knowing if I could live up to the comparison of what she gave up. Right. I haven't even thought about that, but that is a good point. This person says, my mom was an attorney. She wanted and loved us, but we went to daycare and both parents kept working. She loved her job and didn't want to give it up. Honestly, set a great example for me. And then a few of the comments were female attorneys, some that had kids, some that want kids, some that are like, yes, I have kids, put my kids in daycare. It happens. The kids are fine. So just know that women, we do not always have to give up our careers to have children. We can try to balance, but in saying we need to balance, the dad has to swoop in and take care of his part in child rearing, chores, and all of that. So I'm going to end it with this one. I'm not going to do a bunch of these comments, but this is a man speaking right here. This person says, for real, whenever my mom told me about the sacrifices she made to raise me, my sister and I, it never made me feel proud, just guilty about being alive. On the other hand, as a guy with a partner who's currently more successful than I am, it just inspires me to work harder and achieve more. Granted, not being an insecure man child probably helps. Now, this is what I wanted you to see. And you think it's normal for you as a man to do woman's job, house chores, cooking, looking after kids? Gross. This is a typical mindset of these people, and it has to change. It is not just a woman's job to do things in the house. It is the adult's job to do things within the household, and it's not gross. And the man simply behind him says, what the F is wrong with you? Exactly. People that think like this, that it's just a woman's job, what the F is wrong with you? All right. You guys jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.